I'm the computer man. I'm the Macintosh man with the virus scan. Moving your files all across the land. Some Photoshop filters in After Dark. Get your Microsoft Office, express your quark. Millions of colors with a VRAM chip. How about a system crash that'll make you flip? I'm the computer man. I'm saying Windows 95 is plug and pray. If it's fonts you want, you gotta go to MacWave. Log right on as my personal guest. You'll have Macintosh software on your desk. Send me an email with your request. If it's hardware you want, baby, I'm the best.
Good evening, K-Squid listeners. Good evening, Santa Cruz, Monterey, Central Coast, and beyond. My name is Luigi Opido, owner-operator of Pleasure Point Computers, right by the beach here in beautiful Santa Cruz, California. And for the next hour, I am your tour guide into a world of wonder, magic, information, and a whole lot of frustration. That's right, we're talking about the internet and the world of computing. I am your Computer Man. Welcome to one of the most helpful, friendly tech counters you have ever visited. I'd like to welcome you to your local radio station, your local KSQD Santa Cruz, K-Squid 90.7 FM and online at ksqd.org, as well as KSQT Prunedale, broadcasting live at 89.5, 89.7, and 90.7 FM, and always online on our app at ksqd.org, as well as the actual app that we have now at KSQD. So cool, at the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download it today. Just search for KSQD and you'll find it there. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to your local Tuesday night, your local Santa Cruz radio station, K-Squid, KSQD, and I would love to thank you for coming out tonight. If you're a return listener, thank you for coming back to the show, and those new ones out there, welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. We have a lot of cool stuff going on, a lot of things to talk about, and of course, anything that comes across your bench, we're going to be opening up the phone lines here in just a minute, 831-900-5773. And of course, you ever say to yourself, wow, this guy's talking a little bit quick. How will I ever get these steps down? How will I ever go back to this? Well, you can listen again. That's right. We got two ways to do it. One way is jumping over to ksqd.org to our amazing, awesome website, which is always full of cool information, lots of things going on, including Squidfest West coming up and all the things that are coming on here at the station as well as in the town and in the county. And you can jump onto our listening tab under there. There's a 2-week audio archive. You can listen to any of our old shows. And on the other side, you can jump onto Apple Podcasts, Spotify podcasting, that stuff, and search for The Computer Man. And we are up and running on those podcasting services, so you'll be able to see us there. Usually our show shows up about an hour after, or about a day after our show comes out. I actually have to manually put it in there, so sometimes I take a little bit of time to get it done there, but it will show up. You can check it out, podcasting, and you can rewind, fast forward, do all the stuff, and get it everywhere your podcasts are found. Of course, while you're visiting the KSQD website, one of my favorite features is our donate tab at the very top. Why? Well, it allows me to be here. That makes it my favorite, because if it wasn't there, I wouldn't be here. And if I wasn't here, you wouldn't be listening. So it'd be great if you could jump onto ksqd.org, click on that donate tab, make it a recurring donation for us so we know what's coming in every month. And it really helps us keep everything going. And like I always say, we cannot volunteer the electrons through the board. We've got to get a little bit of cash. So you can help us out with that. We are not beholden to any other type of thing. We don't get grants. We don't get anything from anything. So we are funded by you, which means that with your support, we will stay here even with all the times and turmoils that are going ahead with all the cutting and slashing and things that are happening in the world. So, jump onto ksqd.org and give your fair share. And I sincerely thank you for it. Thank you. Thank you. If you'd like to reach out to me after the show, you can always email me, Luigi, Luigi, at pleasurepointcomputers.com. We also have the Luigi, Luigi, at ksqd.org. I check it. I don't check it as often as I should, just to be honest. So if you want to get a hold of me kind of quick, Luigi at pleasurepointcomputers.com. That's the quickest way. I'll see your email and we'll get back to you as fast as we can. Or even the quickest way is jumping on at 831-900-5773. Give me a call tonight. Or if you're not really feeling like talking on the telephone, I completely understand that. You can always hit me an email with onair at ksqd.org, and it'll show up right in front of me here, right on the screen. A lot of ways to get a hold of the Computer Man here and get your questions answered, and I'm happy to be here for you. And if you're stumbling across this show, what is this show? What is the Computer Man show? What are we going to be doing for the next hour? Well, we're going to be talking all about updates, new devices, testimonials, scams, and of course our call-ins. What's going across your bench? What's going across your desk? Why is your super expensive machine or thing not doing what it's supposed to do, or what it did yesterday, right? So let's talk about it. 831-900-5773. We're here every Tuesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. And of course, our phone number again, 900-5773, on air at ksqd.org, or, well, that would be it. I think those are two, on air at ksqd.org, or 900-5773. You can give me a call, and we'd love to hear from you. Okay, today, last week we talked about it a little bit, and I've actually used this as a couple times. I get some weird text message, and I'm like, okay, That looks like it's pretty much legit. I'm pretty sure that it is a scam, but it looks legit. It's pretty good. Let's throw it into ChatGPT and ask. ChatGPT isn't your friend, just like your cell phone isn't your friend, but your friend doesn't need to be a tool. Your tool doesn't need to be a friend. Your ChatGPT is a tool. It is something that you can plug something into and get a result out of it. Is it there for you in a pinch? Yeah, kind of, but that's about as far as the friendship goes. So if you want to just take your text, copy and paste, say, hey, is this a scam? And paste it into the window, it will not only look for the phone number, it'll look for the wording, it'll look for the grammar, and spit out what it thinks. Really, really important to know who you're talking to and who you're writing back to, especially in these times right now. There's lots of scammies and stuff going on. And want to make sure that you're covered. So that's one way you can kind of ask. If you don't have anybody to ask, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you get something kind of crazy, you've got ChatGPT, just shoot it over a question and it will tell you, it give you guidance. And again, it's a guidance thing, not a definitive answer thing. It just gives you another route to go down and go, well, you know what, that's actually pretty true. I'm pretty sure this is fake. So just watch your head with that. Man, I've got a lot of things going on here. So one thing that there was going on was there with the the FBI is also still urging having these huge security advisories, urging organizations and individuals to back up their data immediately due to ongoing and dangerous ransomware attacks. We talked about this last week. I set up a new router at somebody's house and because they were having some issues, so I set up the logging so I could look at the logs right when everything's signed on. And normally logs are enabled inside routers and you can look at them to see what's going on. So I don't really dive into the logs a lot because there's a lot of data in there that's just kind of innocuous. And unless you have an idea of exactly when something happened, you don't really need the logs. I mean, the logs are great to have, but it's always about, I had this intrusion at exactly 10:05, Like, okay, let's go take a look at the logs and see if we can see something at that time. But 95% of the time, someone says, hey, this happened like a month and a half ago. The logs only go back 30 days, let's say. So I lose out on looking at that. So went to someone's house. They were having problems currently and was able to look at the logs and then install a brand new router. Brand new out of the box, put the router in, turn on the internet basically, and watch the logs from the moment the router was able to talk to the modem within its firmware operating system booting up and all that stuff. And when it got there, it was automatically bombarded with stuff. It was bombarded with entries and botnet attacks and all sorts of stuff that was just coming at this IP address. Now, granted, it was stopped by the firewall that was built into the router, but wow. If you don't have any type of firewall running, or if you don't have any type of protection running like that, it doesn't matter what you're doing right now. If you connect to the internet with no firewall, no router, you will get hit with botnet attacks immediately. That's just what the internet is now. It's just packets full of sludge out there that are coming across. And it's just a standard thing. It's poking, looking for holes, trying to find holes to come in. And if something granted those holes, granted that access, granted that firewall access, then it's going to come in and start messing with stuff. And that's just kind of the way that it is. It's the way that it kind of goes. So again, FBI came out with this last week. There's a ransomware group known as Ghost. There's also one named Salt Typhoon. I couldn't remember that last week, but I remember this week. And they're all a lot of it's coming from China. They're coming from all over the place, but it's been targeting various sectors. But I think a lot of our cybersecurity stuff has also just been turned off. I know that we stopped doing active reconnaissance and active watching of like Russia and things just recently. I read that. But there's things changing all the time, so it's hard to keep track of. But what you can do is make sure you have good ad block. Make sure that your router's firewall is up and running. If you're not sure if your router's firewall is up and running, you can go to your router, look at the application that it is. So if it's a Netgear router, you can go to the App Store and download the Netgear application. If you look at your router and it's a Google Google router, you can download the Google application. 99.999% of routers out of the box, turning on, just setting them up, have firewalls in place. And if you have a modem and a separate router, then you've basically got kind of two firewalls in place. The modems now are also starting to put firewalls in them as well. So you have kind of a one stop and then another stop before it gets into your devices. So theoretically, if the bots can get through both of those, then they would hit your computer firewall, or maybe not, depending on how you have it configured. So we want to make sure we have good ad block on our browsers. We want to make sure that Windows Defender is up and running. If you're not on Windows Defender and you're on a Mac, make sure you're running Malwarebytes in some aspect, both on a PC and a Mac. And run it once a week just to make sure. If you're curious, if you're worried, this is something you can run and make yourself feel better. right? You can run this thing and go, okay, I've ran this. It says there's nothing there. My ad block is in place. My firewall is running. I should be good. So just keep that in mind. Also, making backups. We need to make a backup. If you have an Apple system and you do not have a Time Machine backup, what are we doing? Like, for real. One of the easiest things in the world to do on a computer is make a Time Machine backup, because all you have to do is plug in your external hard drive. It asks if you want to use this as a Time Machine backup, and you click yes. And that's it. As long as the drive is plugged into your Mac, it will make an entire backup of your machine every hour for a day for a week, every week for a month, and you will have the backup of your machine in case something goes. With this ransomware stuff, like I said, it cannot be fixed. I repeat, it cannot be fixed. As soon as your computer starts being encrypted by ransomware, that's it. The only thing it has to do is to either pay the ransom or reinstall your entire operating system and then recover from your backup, right? And if we have a Time Machine backup, theoretically, we'd be able to recover everything. If we have something else like a Cronus or something like that, then we're going to have to use that software to get everything back. It's a little bit more of a step. But with Time Machine, it's very, very easy, very, very simple, very, very straightforward, and you don't have to do hardly anything. It's really nice. So if you can just hold on to that and use Time Machine, and like I said, just get an external hard drive, plug it in, and it should back up. You'll be stoked. And if you're not doing that, if you don't even know what Time Machine is, or you don't know what Time Machine backup is, email me, luigi@pleasurepointcomputers.com. I will help you get one, because we need to have one in this day and age to make sure that your stuff is protected in case you do get hit with one of those ransomware attacks, because you'll be screwed. Everything will be locked up, and you will be done. So, okay. So let's put that one aside. Let's talk about that for just a little bit here. All right. Next one I want to talk about here. Oh, yes. So this one was also a scam that was a little weird. It was this came across, there was a screenshot that someone sent me from their cell phone, and it said no results for, quote, yes, you are at the right place, a Facebook help center, call this number, Facebook help desk, dial the service number now. All this is like in the quotes. Our dedicated support staff is available 24/7 to resolve your queries. Has a phone number again, which is the same number. Get resolvable solutions from our experienced support team. Contact us anytime. Again, the same phone number. Call now to get support from us. Best solution provided here. Call us now, call us now, call us now, call us now. And it's like, wow. That's a lot of times to ask me to call. But there is a scam going on through Meta, again, that is asking people to basically reset their passwords, call customer service. But the way that this is, like, it actually doesn't look, hey, yes, you are at the right place of Facebook Help Center. Okay, so that's bad grammar. So again, using our ChatGPT tool, if we were to copy this entire message, drop it into ChatGPT, it would tell us, yeah, this is based on grammar, based on the phone number. This is a scam. This is not real. Do not call the number. Do not respond. Do not do anything with this. The fact that it tells you the phone number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in less than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines, what are we doing, right? That's and it might have done that just to make sure that it got through like filters and things like that. But this is also a scam that's coming across. So it was on Facebook. It came from Facebook to Facebook. And it was one of those things that, well, it looks like it's legit because it's coming from internal, but it's not internal, right? It's not an actual internal thing. It just made to look like it came from something internal, and it's actually not. So I'm not sure what this phone number is. I was going to do a search for the phone number, and I forgot. So apologies, everyone. But the phone number is not Facebook's help center. It's another innocuous phone number, and it's just not somebody to call. So watch out for that. Again, this came through Facebook, onto Facebook, from Facebook, saying, hey, call us. We need to do something about your account. So if you get one of those, just, again, don't use the number that's inside the unit. Go do a quick Google search for Facebook's customer service number, if they even have one. I don't think they do. And see if you can get that service there. Usually with Facebook, you have to go through the settings, and then you have to actually go through the admin stuff, and then go into like the support desk, and then ask the support desk, blah, 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 blah. There's not usually just a phone number. Facebook doesn't have a phone number you can call, because can you imagine the phone calls they would get? Okay, right. Okay, so let's continue on here. Just want to get that through. We already talked about this one. Let's see. Also, again, my partner actually got hit with this one. Where all of a sudden you get hundreds of emails show up in your email, right? And they're all over the place. Hundreds of sign-up emails being used. It says all of them are account signups for various websites or apps. Looks like it started, this person said it started around 3 o'clock in the morning. Changed my passwords immediately, although I'm not sure if any really problems. If they have my email, they don't need my password, really. Said, I also changed my password on my bank account. Didn't see any transactions yet, but that's what I'm really worried about. I think my email was added to some type of sort of sign up, like a sign up bot. Is there anything I can do about this? Okay. It's called an email bomb, right? And it's basically to hide account changes that they're making. They'll cover it with all these other emails that you're getting, and you're like, whoa, this is so much. And if you get that, then it's literally like a bomb that is coming through to hide the ones that are actually doing things inside your email. And it happened. I've had it happen to me. My partner's had it happen. I've seen a number of people come through, but it's literally like hundreds of emails in like an hour. And so what it was is that this person said they had gotten into my Best Buy account of all things and ordered something, got back to my account, changed the pickup store near me, like a hair straightener or something. But when it shows up, when that kind of stuff shows up in your account, you got to kind of keep your head with it. So actually, someone just wrote us here on air at ksqd.org. Joel, appreciate you listening out there, says, hey, Luigi, for the past 10 days or so, I'm getting hundreds of emails daily from many different companies I have not solicited to. Send these to junk. Hope they're not going to come back, but they keep coming. They come all at once together, mostly in the afternoon, but they'll show up at any time. Okay, got in touch with my ISP, which is got.net, to ask for help. They don't have very much help. Any recommendations about how to stop these unsolicited emails? Okay, so again, this is kind of the same thing. To stop them, first of all, the first thing I would do is make sure that you're changing your email. You have two-factor authentication, and your email password is fresh, different, something that you're not using on any other service at all. Doesn't even use the same words, or just completely different. That would be one of my first things I'd really suggest doing. How can you stop them? They probably aren't being completed, but there's a bot out there that's doing it to see if it can get in and get these accounts being created. And that's one of the reasons why the CAPTCHA things exist and all these stuff. So it's going to calm down as soon as they can't get what they want out of your email address. But again, I would make sure if it's on an email address that is like something somewhere robust, like if it is a Gmail or if it's a Proton Mail or something, you have some extra tools we can do. If it's something on like Yahoo, or if it's on Xfinity.com, or if it is a got.net email address, there's not a lot that we're going to be able to do. And those email addresses are a little bit, they're marketing email addresses, right? They were given as if this is the case, they were given to you as a free thing, and it's literally for marketing. It's the reason why you get a free Xfinity email is so that when you email anybody, it's a free advertisement for them. Every email you send out is an Xfinity advertisement. Every email that, if it was got.net, it would be an advertisement for got.net because you're emailing it at got.net, right? So that's the reason why we get these free emails out there. They're not going to keep a mail service going and have all the hire the people to do that unless they're going to be making something from it. You pay for a service, they get you this for free. So I would recommend getting onto another email service if you can. Ideally, if you are on something like this, like on a got.net email address, what you could do is get a new email address, but keep your got.net email address and set up mail forwarding. And then you forward it to a mail address that has a lot of protection, like Proton Mail, like Gmail. And if you were to go and get a Proton Mail email address, set up your mail forwarding from got.net to bounce to your Proton Mail would help you sift through some of those things. And you get all the mail you had in got.net, you would get it over to Proton Mail. Now, granted, blocking them and putting them into junk mail is not going to do much because you're going to still get them. If you are legitimately getting them from legitimate sources and the emails are coming from specific places, they're real, like you go to the support at bestbuy.com, etc., then I would take a timer, 5-10 minutes a day, and go through those emails to the very bottom as long as they're legit. And I'm check every step of the way. You go to the email, make sure it's legit up in the email address, go down to the bottom where it says unsubscribe, hover your mouse over the unsubscribe, and see if it goes to bestbuy.com/unsubscribe/ blah, 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 whatever. Watch where it goes, but I would do the unsubscriptions if they're legitimate. And again, most likely this bot has just signed you up for all this garbage, and they're waiting to see what they can get through. And they're probably not going to get through much, and then they'll move on to another victim, right? So your email came exactly the same time as I was talking about it here. The email bombs are heavy, they're prevalent, and it's software-based. It's not a human typing in this stuff all the time. Someone got your email address on a list. Maybe they had an email address and password that worked, and so therefore your email address and password were sold. Again, change your password immediately. Enable two-factor authentication if you can, and if you really can, get to another email address that's more secure and start using that. The free email addresses they don't secure them like they should, and especially if we're on something like Yahoo or something, you're really just kind of out there asking for all the good stuff. I have a client that has an Xfinity email, and Xfinity you would think would be like one of the better free emails that's out there. But it's not. They have all sorts of garbage that comes through, all sorts of trash that comes through. There is an amount of things that get stuffed into his inbox. And I'm like, why did this even make it through any? This is a totally not legitimate email. And he sends them to me all the time. Is this fake? Is this fake? Is this fake? Because there's no filtering, nothing. So there's just nothing powerful behind it to protect you. So, and this is important. I'm spending extra time on it, everybody, so everybody can kind of hear it. If you're out there on a Yahoo email address, if you're out there on an SBC Global email address, if you're out there on an AOL email address, these are email services. AOL actually probably has a little bit more than like Xfinity and some of these other free ones, but I digress. There's still antiquated, older email services, and you really want to be on something that has something like, do a search to see which email service has pixel protection. Okay, pixel protection is a thing that runs in the background of your email, and if you get an email that's sent from a malicious actor, they can add a 1 pixel image that has a link to a web server back wherever they are. You get the emails, because if you get an email, they can't tell when emails are open, right? That's one of the magic of emails. If you send someone an email, there's no way to know if they've opened the email, right? Like there's just no way. This way is a way to know. So the scammers send the email out with a 1 pixel image, that 1 pixel image has a link back to a server. And as soon as you open the email, it loads the image, right? But the image is 1 pixel and it's probably white. So you don't see it on your webpage, you don't see it on your screen, you don't see it anywhere. But the scammers now know that Luigi at pleasurepointcomputers.com is a legitimate email address, and now we'll add it to the list and start sending me stuff over. But if my email service has pixel protection, it will not allow those third-party single picture images to be loaded. The server won't know that I opened that email. I'll be able to look at it and go, what is this? Whatever, delete it. And they'll never know, and my name doesn't get added to a list. Just one simple, small way, right, that I wouldn't be added in that one moment. But all it takes is just one simple downfall, and you can be really screwed with. So, Joel, I hope that answers your question. I appreciate you listening out there, and I appreciate the email. Anyone else out there on air at ksqd.org, love to hear it. Love to hear from you, and hit us up. Thank you, Joel. Appreciate you. Let's see what else. Oh, Daisy, the AI chatbot's still out there, still cooking along. Still, I wish we would get something like that in the United States, but right now, not happening. Daisy is that one over in the UK. It's done by Virgin Media, and basically, if you start getting scammed, you can hit like *65 or something on your phone in Europe, not here in Europe, and it'll forward it to this AI chatbot that's this old lady that basically wastes the scammer's time, and it's one of the most brilliant things I've ever seen. It's awesome. It is just fantastic. So. You read about it, look at the articles. It's actually something that's just really good, and I wish we had it. But of course, if you're curious about any of these things, multi-factor authentication, ransomware, malware, device security, any of that stuff, cyber101.com is one of the best places to learn about these things. Two dudes created this website. We talk about it every week. It's just good, and it's just information, doesn't mind for you, and you can do little classes and stuff and kind of learn about different things that are going on in plain English. So if you want to be up on the security stuff, you listen to my show, and you're like, hey, I need a little bit more, no worries, cyber101.com. Head them up, and they will they'll teach you what you like, and you can choose which features and which things you'd like to actually listen to and what you'd like to learn about. Pretty cool. Okay, so all right, I wanted to. We talked about this last week, but I'll bring it up again. We've kind of lose sight of the magic of the internet, with computing and all these things. We're so into all this social media and all this stuff. Like, what about like the really cool websites out there? Like, if you get a pizza and you get is 2 medium pizzas more pizza than 1 large pizza, right? Or 2 medium pizzas better than 1 extra large pizza? Well, I've got a website for you. Jump over to whatpizzaisbigger.com and you can actually find out for yourself. It actually has a little thing. You can type in the one pizza and the price, type in the next pizza and the price, and it'll calculate it based on math and let you know which one gives you more pizza. How cool is that? And that's what the internet's about. Well, at least in my mind. All right, we got a caller calling in. Let's see what's going on out in the real world. Hello, you're on with the Computer Man. How can I help you?
Hi.
Hey.
You said I should turn the radio off?
Oh, yeah, go ahead and turn the radio off. There's a little bit of a delay.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
I locked myself out of my settings because I turned on Apple Braille, basically. I don't know Apple Braille.
Braille, app like for sight impairment? Apple Braille?
That's what I'm calling it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Is there an actual feature for it? Well, how did you turn it on?
I'm not sure. I was kind of fooling around, and I didn't realize that I was going to do something I wasn't going to be able to undo right away.
Oh, okay.
I was curious. It's called VoiceOver.
Yes,
I
voiceover.
think.
Yes.
Okay. And thank you so much, by the way. I've been listening to you for a year or two.
Oh, awesome.
And I've needed this phone, just a simple thing I haven't been able to do with the phone because T-Mobile said to go to the Kangaroo Place towards the end of Front Street, and they could help me.
Who told you to do that? Did Apple told you to do that, or?
T-Mobile.
Oh, okay,
T-Mobile.
okay. So,
They said that
yeah.
because the Apple text could not help me undo it over the phone, and I've been going through surgeries and unable to go out and do things.
Oh, okay.
So it's been a ridiculously long time, and I'm so happy I've got my iPhone in my hand.
Okay.
And we'll work something out if it's not something we can do over the phone today.
Sure. Through my business, I make house calls and things, so that would be something. If you wanted me to, I could come out to your home and we could even try
Wow.
there. And a lot of times, with a lot of security things, it's actually becoming a requirement to do a lot of the things in your home or in your business because the phone knows how long you spend there, and it knows that that's kind of like your home base. So if we travel to my shop and we start messing with all your security, sometimes it'll lock us out because it's like, hey, what are you doing? You're not at home. Where is this place you're at? And so that's one thing. But right now, when you try to get into your phone, can you do your passcode at all right now? Can you unlock your phone at all right now?
No.
Okay.
I had a nurse in the hospital that was able to do it.
Okay.
She opened it, but for some reason it didn't stay open. But it was something like the first tap is where you're choosing what you want to do.
Uh-huh.
Like right now, the screen, it's a dark background with the time. Says KKUP. I don't know why it says that.
Okay.
And it has a rectangle around it, and that's the key thing. Whatever that rectangle is around,
It'll voice.
You've chosen that. You tap that.
Okay.
You've got the ring around it, and then you tap it 2 more times. And it's just extremely difficult to do it just right. It's got chipmunk sounds.
Okay.
It's got when you rub your hands over the screen.
Yes.
You feel like some kind of rollers underneath your fingers. I mean,
Yes.
it's wild.
Yeah, it's a tactile
you know
thing
about that?
Yeah, it's actually to help for sight impaired people. Yeah, I used to run a sight impaired service up at school. Yes, can you hear me still? Do I have you still? Did you pause me? I think we might have cut you off.
Okay, there you are.
Do you hear me? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So with this one, if we can't, and your phone doesn't have a home button, right? It has the swipe up.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
And when you swipe up right now, what does it
Yeah.
do? Does it give you a number pad?
No.
Okay.
The only thing. Oh, okay. Well, what it did is that the rectangle left the KKUP and went up and put itself around the time.
Okay.
So if I was good at it, I could. Now it's on another thing.
Okay.
It's
Do you have the little control center dot? Have you enabled that? There's like a little white dot that you can touch that gives you like a home button or gives you some other things. Do you have that enabled right now?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I know
Okay.
what you mean.
Okay, no worries at all. So
I also have system SIM lock.
Oh, a
And
SIM lock. Okay.
What someone told me that, someone told me, well, this is when I was not locked out.
Uh-huh.
But he said, well, just tap on that and just hit 0 4 times and you'll get through whatever it is. I don't know.
Is that what Verizon told you to do? Not a worry. So what I would love to take a look at it.
I think it was T-Mobile.
Okay, because
I've been using them for a long time, but it wasn't the people I usually talk to. Really sweet people in the Philippines.
Yes,
it was a different guy that was here.
Okay, one thing that I usually do, if you have the ability to still call anybody, like we are right now, I find that on a good day I'll get somebody great. On a bad day I won't. I'll get somebody that might not know as much as somebody maybe next time I call.
I just wanted to interject. I'm not on the phone we're talking about.
Yes, it sounds like it. Yeah, because
Okay.
that makes
Okay.
sense. So if you call like 1-800-APPLE or 1-800-MY-APPLE, which is the phone number that for Apple, what they're doing, because T-Mobile's gonna be able to take care of the cellular side up to the phone, right? And they're like, oh, okay, we can't do that. You have to go to Mobile Kangaroo, because Mobile Kangaroo is an Apple authorized service dealer, and they'd be able to look at the Apple and take a look at a couple things. There is a way to turn that off. So I would love to get a hold of you and see if we can meet up, either coming out to your home. Are you in the Santa Cruz area?
I'm in Watsonville.
Watsonville,
I'm in
okay.
downtown Watsonville.
Great. Okay, that's the area. So what
Yeah.
we could do is we could just get in touch with each other. You can call me at the shop and we can get a little schedule point. Or if you have email availability right now, you can always shoot me over an email. Do you have access to your email right now?
Sort of.
Sort of, okay.
I'm using the Android phone, and I'm still
Okay.
struggling with a lot of it.
Okay. Well, do you have a pencil? Why don't you just write down my shop number real quick? And what I'd like to do is have you give me a call tomorrow at the shop, and we'll schedule a time, and I'll come out there, and it'll be sometime this week. I'll get you on the books, and we'll sit down together, and we'll get that phone turned off and unlocked.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So if you've got
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, you're
I've
welcome.
got it. I'm just looking for my pen.
All
And
right.
of course, it just disappeared now. Oh, here we go.
All right.
Okay.
So it's 831 area
Good.
code, and
Mhm.
it's 464-2220, and that's for Pleasure Point Computers. Again, 464-2220, and we open at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm going to be in probably around
200?
2220, so 2220.
Okay, got it.
Awesome. Yeah, give me a call tomorrow morning past 10. If I'm not in yet, you can either leave a message or that, and I'll get right back to you. And what we'll do is we'll come out. I'll come out personally. We'll do a house call. We'll see what's going on with the phone. We'll get that control center turned off. And you do have your passcode for your phone. You know what it is. We just can't get to the thing where you type it in, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, that's the most
Yeah.
important thing. So I'll be able to get past the online stuff. We'll go through a couple things, and I'll do everything I can for you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Looking forward to your call
glad
tomorrow.
I canceled my surgeon visit up at Stanford tomorrow because I'm so concerned about my hip right now. I don't want to take a regular car ride up there. I'm going to
Okay.
take a non-emergency ambulance
Sure.
to make sure that it doesn't pop out. But
Okay.
anyway, I know we're on the air, and I'm going to let you go.
All right, we'll talk tomorrow, and I hope you have
I'll call you tomorrow.
Looking forward to it. We'll talk tomorrow, and we'll get it all squared away.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Luigi.
You're
Have
welcome.
A great night.
You too. Thank you so much for the call, and thank you for listening. Really appreciate you.
Mhm.
All right,
Okay.
take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
And ladies, the phone line's open for you here at 831-900-5773. We're actually at the halfway point here at the Computer Man Show on KSQD Santa Cruz, K-Squid 90.7 FM, and online at ksqd.org. We're going to do a couple super important underwritings here real quick before we go. Come back to the show with some more email questions and some updates and things that are going on in the world of computing. So this is, again, the Computer Man Show with your host, me, Luigi Opito from Pleasure Point Computers here in town. Give us a call here at 831-900-5773, and we'll be right back.
It's Squid Fest.
Squidfest.
Squidfest West is coming March 15th. K-Squid's 6th birthday party benefit concert and auction, 1 to 6 p.m. at the Resource Center for Nonviolence, 612 Ocean Street, Santa Cruz. Sharon Allen and Dusty Boots, Painted Mandolin Trio featuring Larry Graff, Matt Hartle, and Dan Robbins, African Sounds with Sambango and Manju Kone, all that plus bid to stay in a Yosemite cabin for 5 days or bid on some fabulous local art or fine gifts. Tickets available at eventbrite.com or click on ksqd.org for more information.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Whether you're on the road or at home, you'll never be without your Squid. With the KSQD app, you can take the Squid everywhere. Connect with your favorite host, learn about new music, text a request or comment, browse our podcasts, record a message, and listen uninterrupted while you browse. Download the KSQD mobile app for iOS or Android at ksqd.org or in your app store.
All right, thank you very much.
I'm the computer man.
My name is Luigi Ovido, owner-operator of Pleasure Point Computers and the host of The Computer Man Show, a 1-hour call-in show Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Viruses, slowdowns, scams, and updates. Computers can be a pain, and I'll help you through it.
Send me an email with your request. If it's hardware you want, baby, I'm the best. I'm the computer.
If it has an on switch, we'll probably talk about it on The Computer Man Show Tuesdays at 6 p.m. only on KSQD 90.7 FM Santa Cruz.
Get into a computer. Hi, I'm Bobby Bishop, host of Be in the Night, bringing you the best I can with jazz, love songs, and soul. Join me on Tuesday evenings from 7 to 10 p.m., playing the classics straight ahead and introducing you to the latest artists and composers. That's Tuesday nights from 7 to 10 p.m. right here on listener-supported KSQD 90.7 FM, Santa Cruz.
Yes, here at the KSQD and here at K-Squid, we love our jazz. And jazz is coming up right after the Computer Man Show. Just all you have to do is sit around and let it happen to you at 7 o'clock with Be in the Night. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10, jazz is alive here at KSQD Santa Cruz. And we are stoked to have it, so stick around for the first part. That's coming up at 7 o'clock with Be in the Night. I don't recommend missing it. I recommend you stick around for it. It's going to be awesome. So, welcome back to the Computer Man Show here on KSQD Santa Cruz, K-Squid 90.7 FM and online at ksqd.org. We're doing some computer stuff. I found this cool thing. I didn't know. I have to check in our area. I literally found this right before I was coming to the show, but I did not know you can text 911. Some places you can't. Depending on where you are, that service does not exist, but they are rolling out or have rolled out a textable 911 service that you can use. In case you're ever in a situation where you need help but you can't speak, in many areas of the United States, texting 911 is an option. Look it up and see if you can where you are. But you can also go to text911.info to see if your location has that availability. Just another thing that's very cool and really powerful to have just to make sure that you're protected. Also just speaking of protection, I talked about this a little bit last week, but just in case you're in a situation where, I don't know, maybe you're out protesting and things have to kind of go awry and people start taking phones and stuff like that, and they try to get your Face ID to look at stuff. If things are going down and you want to make sure your phone stays locked, even if someone puts it up to your face, if you click your lock button on an iPhone 5 times, click it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 while it's open, while it's locked, doesn't matter. That will kind of, it might prompt up an SOS message, and at that point you can just click the lock button again. But if you swipe up and use Face ID will have been disabled. And that's the most important part. If you are involved in something where someone takes your phone and tries to unlock it with your face, and you're looking away or whatever, and they get your face and they unlock it, then they're in. But if you lock the phone 5 times, they cannot coerce you to get your code back out of it. Again, by default, some people's phones will call 911. The setting can be changed in the emergency and SOS settings menu. Also, remember, that talking to a lawyer does not mean you're guilty, but if you press and hold the side button and volume up or down button together, it'll also bring a power down page. So if you do that as well, so you bring them together and you see that power down page, as soon as you've seen that power down page on an iPhone, you're good. That means that the Face ID has been disabled and you need to put in your passcode in order to unlock the phone. So police can legally use Face ID and biometrics to unlock your phone, but cannot compel you to enter a password. So again, click power button 5 times. That'll lock it out. If you hold down the power button and the volume up or down button together, it'll bring up the power down page, also disabling Face ID. So just something just important I thought that everyone should know in today's climate. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, hey, TurboTax's parent company Intuit has been still fighting you, right? And you're still kind of in the taxes here. So freetaxusa.com is theoretically still up as of today. But I just saw a thing that said that it's being defunded or it's been taken apart or, here it goes. It says, the Doge team has fired federal tech team that built the free tax filing site. So they pulled the plug on a team of tech-savvy civil servants that have helped to build the Internal Revenue Service's free tax filing service and revamp websites across government. It says that 90 of these employees were immediately locked out of their devices, and action had been taken in support of a number of executive orders, including implement the President's Department of Government Efficiency Workforce Optimization Initiative. It was first launched in 2014 under Obama. The 18F team was housed within the GSA, which is the General Service Administration's Director of Technology Transformation Services. They said that they had basically, the GSA helped federal agencies improve their digital services, which is great. If you have a federal agency and you're like, hey, we have this new federal agency, we need a website, you go over to these guys, and these guys are tech savvy people who then can make a government website for you. So the IRS's free direct file website is still currently online, but the team that created it is no longer. So it says, on Saturday, officials from Musk's team expressed interest in using personal tax records to check federal benefits, payments for fraud. And it said the Homeland Security Department had asked the IRS to disclose home addresses of about 700,000 undocumented immigrants it's seeking to deport. But the free tax filing system right now, Free Tax USA, as of 6 o'clock tonight, was still up and running. I'm not sure if it is still, but it was an hour ago. So, another thing we've got going on here today, let's see. Kind of cool. All 50 states, again, not to get political or anything, but all 50 states have now introduced the right to repair legislation. A milestone that's, despite not passing, all of them not passing, shows the power of the grassroots political movement. Wisconsin became the final state in the country to introduce the right to repair bill. So far, they've been passed in Massachusetts, New York, Minnesota, Colorado, California, and Oregon. Another 20 states are formally considering the right to repair bills during the current session of legislation, and the rest of previously introduced bills that have not passed. So far, we've seen many states take several years to move to the right spot to get into the right to repair, but they're all just designed to allow you to fix your stuff easier. Farmers to fix their agricultural equipment, for hospitals to fix their medical devices. I mean, these medical devices in some of these systems, when I've received a few of them at my shop, when I've had dentists and a couple general practitioners bring me these things, and a lot of times it's just a computer. It's a computer that's running in a special box that's running Windows 10 or some embedded version of Windows 10 that has a couple USB things that then come out to a very fancy cord on a very fancy box that looks very fancy. And that makes it look proprietary. But a lot of times it breaks it down to just some Dell machine running Windows 10 down there. So you should be able to fix your stuff, especially if you're a hospital, especially if you're a company that has this $150,000 device, and all of a sudden that device has one part that's missing or got damaged or got hit with a chair or something, and now it's not booting up because the power button broke. Power button's $6, but now your $195 device doesn't turn on because the power button's broken and no one can get into it to just wire a new power button, right? That's silly. So it's basically the legislation requires companies to sell repair parts to the general public, to make repair manuals available, ban the use of technological protection measures, which are called software locks, that are designed to restrict repair only to authorized repair technicians, and that's really heavy on the John Deere farming stuff. You can go to a John Deere dealer, buy the part that's wrong, go and install it yourself into your tractor, go turn the key and start your tractor, and it still will not move because you need the computer to plug into your computer, the John Deere computer, to plug into your John Deere computer, to tell the computer, hey, that part has been replaced. That's it. Just that part has been replaced. You can drop all of the errors and the alarms and things. Everything is fine. Check the part. Oh, the part's good. Let's continue on. But you need to have a technician come out, and that technician just come out to step on properties like, $300 or something. So that's what they're trying to move forward to. In New York, they passed it, and at the very, very, very end, they added this thing about assemblies. And they said, okay, well, some people, it might not be safe for some people to replace things. So if you got on your computer and you wanted to replace this one little thing, well, the one little thing is attached to another, which is attached to another, which is attached to the motherboard. Now you're replacing the entire motherboard. You're like, that's an assembly. Or instead of just repairing the LCD that broke on your screen, or replacing the cracked glass on your screen. Nope, can't do that. It's an assembly. That means the cracked glass, the LCD behind it, the aluminum top case. That means all the glue and everything goes in it, all the cables, the Wi-Fi antenna, the webcam camera, all the stuff that's inside your screen that's fine, that doesn't need replacing. That would be an assembly, and that's what kind of screwed the New York right to repair laws. It was great. It was going up, and then the minute it got solved, it got changed right at the end, and then they voted for it. So it's better than it was, I guess, but still not right. So of course, the tech lobbyists are really heavy against it, but this is really cool. So all 50 states have now finally put forward something saying, hey, we want to be able to do this. There's enough electronics out in the world and out going on right now that everyone should have the ability to fix it if you can. If you can't, then what else does that do? That allows repair shops like me to exist. If I know how to fix it and you don't want to do it, pay me to do it. I'll do it. But then Apple and companies like that start coming out with things where like, hey, I have this phone, let's get it fixed. I have this machine that's getting fixed. Okay, cool. So Apple's like, well, we're selling parts to third parties now. Okay, let's take a look at those third parties. Now, that's me. I want to get the stuff. I want to start doing that. I want to start fixing people's phones because I'm sending people over the hill. I send 3 people away from my shop every day with broken phone screens, right? So I like the machine. So I put my name in for the machine. Has it ever shown up? No, that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, I think, or something, when they started coming out. And when you go to the website, that's Apple's website, a $4 trillion company has a website for their right to repair parts that they purposely use some weird font. They use some weird, there's nothing that says like Apple certified, doesn't have the Apple logo anywhere on it. It's made to look shady. It's made to look like you're in a fake website. And it's made to give you that feeling like, I don't really want to buy anything from this website, when it's the legitimate Apple website to buy the parts from. It's crazy. And like, there's no other word for it. It's besides capitalism. And then when you do finally get in, go, okay, I know this is the Apple's website. I've confirmed it with Apple. I know this is the right place I'm supposed to be going. I want to buy a screen for a customer, right? And they price the screens so high that it basically makes it the same cost, if not a little bit more, for the screen than it is to just get it repaired. I think you get the save like, $40 or something like that. So where's the margin for the repair shop? There isn't. Unless I'm doing 1,000 of these things and have a team of, even if I had a team of people, I have to pay those people. I can't, I just can't. It doesn't make economic sense, so we're not doing it still. So Apple is still doing all the repairs. So like, yeah, we're offering all the stuff as the law says, but they're so expensive and so difficult to get a hold of and timely. It takes a long time to get those parts that you still are screwed and still stuck with something else. So it's the right to repair stuff is so important. Not necessarily just to keep my business level. Again, I hope one day that my business would just be gone because everything just works. If I'm closing my business because no one's showing up anymore because we figured all this repair stuff, there's nothing to repair. Computers are running great. Macs are running great. Phones are running great. And I don't see anybody anymore. Then I guess I got to close my doors and got to go do something else. That's a good day. That's a good thing. The fact that my business has gone up and up and up and up, and over the past 14 years, I've been now in business in Santa Cruz with this one shop for 14 years as of March 1st. And I started in 2011 on March 1st, got the keys, and here I am. It's March 4th, 2025, 14 years later. I thought I was going to be out of business in the first 3, to be honest. I thought Windows 7 was kicking up. Everything was going to be great. Windows XP was awesome. Windows 7 came out. Windows 7 was great. And we're going to be fixing things and get on to Service Pack 3, and we're going to be set, and not anymore. And nope. That is not the case. In fact, when I opened it, I didn't even have a spot for Macs. I just did PCs, and now Mac is probably 60 to 70% of my business. So kind of see how things kind of ebbed and flowed and didn't really go in the way that it should have. Granted, it gives me business, but at the same time, I'd rather my business go out. So because that means everyone's getting their stuff working and fixed, and there's just nothing to fix out there, right? But I guess I digress. So okay, let's see what else we've got here. That's the TurboTax thing. We talked about that already. All right, this is... Did any of you experience the bug of a voice dictation bug that that when you say the president's name, it substitutes the word racist? Did you hear about that? So there was an iPhone dictation feature, quote, that says briefly displays Trump when someone says the word racist. So you say that word and then it shows the word Trump. I don't know. I mean, dude, someone at Apple, someone put that in there. Like, that's not a coincidence, right? That happened somehow. So company provided a statement to New York Times and Fox News confirming the bug. We're aware of an issue with the speech recognition model that powers dictation. We're rolling out a fix as soon as possible. Said, and then someone wrote, this user 958642091971 said, my dad sent me a video this morning. He told me his friend noticed that when he used speech to text said racist, it briefly changed it to Trump before changing it back. Seems like subliminal messaging. I don't have an iPhone and my phone doesn't do it. Does anyone else's do that? And it says apparently the issue boils down to a phonetic overlap between Trump and racist. The company told Fox News that otherwise other words with an R consonants are also occasionally affected. John Berkeley, who formerly worked at the Siri team on Apple, told the Times that Trump's name appearing smells like a serious prank that could have been purposefully carried out by someone internally. Regardless of the technical reason behind it, the awkward glitch comes a day after Apple announced plans to invest more than $500 billion in the United States over the next 4 years. Companies looking to blunt the political impact of tariffs put in place. And Apple gets most of their stuff there, 10% in effect from goods from China and 25% threatened on chips. But that was a couple days ago, so I'm not sure tonight if that means the same thing, if it's still going on. But evidently the glitch was fixed. So if it was a glitch and they just fixed the R's or something, that's one thing. But weird, right? That's a weird one. Okay, let's we got only about there's 7 minutes in the show here. Let's get to some email questions. I have like my piles of notes. So it gets so big. I have so many things going on here. What is this one? We didn't talk about this, right? Okay, we know affordable broadband. We can talk about that later. The scam compounds. We talked about that later. Okay, let's see. Let's get into some of this. Okay, this person said, I cannot find the button to activate TPM 2.0. Okay, I want to talk about this. This is important. TPM, Trusted Platform Module. We might just spend the rest of the show talking about this. On October 25th of this year, October 25th, 2025, Windows 10's support is going away. They're saying they're no longer supporting Windows 10. Does your machine on October 26th, does it not turn on or something? No, nothing like that. All they're saying is that if you were to call Microsoft, which you do all the time, right? No? Okay. When you call Microsoft or you call someone and you need support for Windows 10, theoretically that support is no longer going to be available. Everything's moving to Windows 11. But there are about, 60% of people who have a Windows 10 machine that don't have something called a TPM chip inside the machine. TPM stands for Trusted Platform Module. What that does is a TPM chip basically allows an encryption matrix on your machine to certify that your hard drive is the hard drive that was in your machine. So it's kind of like a BitLocker thing, but also it allows to make it basically allows the data that's on the machine to make sure that it's staying on that machine. But if it's more like for theft and things. In fact, let's see. Actually, I'm kind of curious because let's actually see TPM definition. I want to see what the internet says with TPM. So TPM is a Trusted Platform Module, system that aims to improve the efficiency and safety of... Nope, that's not it. There it is. Okay. A security chip on a computer's motherboard that stores cryptographic keys. So the firmware and operating system on the machine, I'll check against this Trusted Platform Module to check the keys and make sure everything is good, to make sure that nothing has been messed with. The idea is if your operating system has been compromised, that some of those files will be different sizes than they were when they were originally there. The Trusted Platform Module will then look at those sizes and go, whoa, that System32 folder is a little bit bigger than it was before, and it has the files it's not supposed to have in it. Something's wrong. And it also, so it can tell you that. It also can store sensitive information like passwords, certificates, fingerprints, encryption keys, or it can be it also can be implemented inside the processor as well, depending on what it is. But it's basically a security chip on the computer's motherboard. So someone wrote me, cannot find the button to activate TPM 2.0. I heard Windows 10 is going to succumb to end of life in October, and such I want to upgrade to Windows 11. There's two major problems I need to solve. One, I need to get a new processor that's powerful enough to run it. Okay, so if you're on a processor that's running Windows 10, you most likely can run Windows 11. Like, Windows 11 isn't that much more beefy than Windows 10 is. If you're running Windows 10, Windows 11 most likely is going to run it just fine. But the second part, strongly recommended that I activate TPM 2.0 on my operating system. Following some directions online, I was able to make it to my BIOS, and then I couldn't find any function related to TPM activation anywhere on it. I'd like some help in this endeavor to find it. I'll give details if I'd say. It says, I saw a few recommendations to install the MSI Click BIOS for this procedure, but I'm unsure how safe it is. I prefer not to try without it. Is there anything I can do, et cetera, et cetera? Okay, again, the TPM chip is a physical chip. If you have it, you can inactivate it. If you don't, you can't, right? It's like four-wheel drive in your car. If you're driving out there on a motorcycle and you're like, I need four-wheel drive to get through this mud. Do you have four-wheel drive? You don't have four wheels. No, you don't. Even if you had four wheels, if you don't have the feature inside your car, you're not going to be able to enable four-wheel drive, right? It doesn't exist. The mechanics aren't there. The physical things that turn the wheels all four are not going to be there. The same thing with this. TPM, the chip is not there. So what do you do? Not really sure. At this point, I assume, before Windows 11 said you needed it, done. If you don't have it, you can't install it. So that was what they were pushing a while back before. And if that's the case, there's about 60% of the computers that are going to be coming out that, like, you have to go buy a new computer. And that's this year, man. With all these prices and everything going up, that could be a 40 to 60% increase in cost on a computer. And so you're sitting there looking at like a $700 computer. That computer's a G now or more, right? I'm really looking to the summer. We're going to be talking about the end of life on Windows 10 for the rest of the time until Windows 10 goes away. But just to let you know, I'm right now. If at my work, I have a Windows 7 machine that's still running. Is it supported? No. Does it do everything I need to do? Yes. Does it turn on and function? Yes. Is your Windows 10 machine going to turn on and function at Christmas this year? Yes, it will. But maybe the security updates won't be there. So at that point, maybe we can get some third-party security. Microsoft is going to say something this summer. I'm almost positive because people are freaking out. They don't have a lot of money. They're having problems just buying normal things like groceries and stuff. And now Microsoft is going to drop this whole, hey, by the way, Windows is not supported. You have to figure this out in October before Christmas. Yeah. Now, granted, they've been saying it for a while, but we didn't really know what 2025 was winding up to be until here we are. So let's see what happens with that. I'm, again, going to just set aside and just say I think Microsoft's are most likely going to extend it, or they're going to make the Trusted Platform module not something that you need to have in Windows 11. Because you've been computing with it for 25 years, 30 years without it. And granted, we have a lot more attacks today, but we can get some other things in place that will thwart those attacks rather than having the Trusted Platform module be the main thing that's going to protect us, right? Okay. Last question in the last minute here. McAfee still won't go away. I want to get rid of it. I got rid of it in the app settings, disabled in services, made sure I got rid of any files related to it. When searching for it in the browser extensions, couldn't find it. Don't know what to do. Keeps showing up and it won't go away. I use a Windows laptop and my main search engine is Opera GX. Opera is a great a great browser. That's great. Help me. It's driving me insane. Okay. I want you to go online and MCPR. I think it's MCPR. Let me see. MCPR. Just want to make sure. That is, yes, that is the Microsoft removal tool, MCPR. Doesn't make any sense, right? So if you do a search for MCPR, so Mike, Charlie, Papa, Romeo, do a search for that on Google with McAfee on it, and you will go to McAfee.com. It'll take you to a place that says how to uninstall your McAfee product from Windows PC. It'll scroll down. You'll find a tiny link in the middle of the page that says MCPR. Very, very, very small. Very small. And it's actually hidden on the webpage. Right now, if you look at it, you have to click these little pluses. You have to click the little pluses again from the super user account. Or if you do the standard Windows removal method, and you can scroll down, there'll be... Oh, actually, you have to do option 2. Okay, I'm sorry. Option 2, removing using the McAfee Consumer Product Removal Tool. You scroll down, and there'll be a tiny, tiny little link that says download MCPR. Download that. That will remove all the instances of McAfee from your machine, and you'll no longer see it on there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, wow, we fired through it. If I missed your call tonight, go reach me by email, Luigi, Luigi, at ksqd.org. Thank you for getting to the end of another Computer Man Show here on KSQD Santa Cruz. And remember to tune into the Computer Man Show Tuesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. here on 90.7 FM, KSQD, KSQD, and our app. I'd like to thank all my listeners and my callers. Thank you, KSQD, Sandy Stone, Harold Festine, David Kibbrick, John Sanders, all Santa Cruz, Nicholas Hesler, the Waz, Mr. Casey, Torvalds, and of course, the humble Electron. Thank you again, Santa Cruz. I'm your Computer Man here on KSQD, KSQD 90.7 FM, and online at ksqd.org. Stay tuned right here. Well, that's not right. Stay tuned right here for Be in the Night. I hope you all have a positively charged evening. Until next time.
I am the computer man. I can do anything you can. I am the computer man. I can do anything you can. Computer man, he is your friend. He gonna help you again and again. So if you have a question or two, he's got the answer just for you. I am the computer man, and I am ready for questions now, thank you.
Mr. Computer Man, how much is 2 plus 2?
4.
Mr. Computer Man, how do you spell cat?
C-A-T.
Mr. Computer Man, how do you spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
With letters